Today I'm going to show you how to record in Cohler Classical. Like most things, it's virtually one click away. We go to the File menu, Open Project Template. I'm going to start with a 4-channel recording. There we are. Now, if we had 4 mics hooked up, we would be ready to go at this point. I only have 2, so I'm going to go in here to this other input channels under Play Record and assign the numbers 1, 2, and then I'm going to assign 1, 2, and then for the live mix, I put a hyphen so that no mic is assigned. Okay, now the mics are assigned correctly. When I click this button to ARM, it's going to copy the mic assignments to all the source groups. So I click that. It first asks me to make sure I save the project file out. So I'm going to save it as 4-channel test. That's an existing file. I'm going to overwrite it, replace. Okay, so now we're armed. You can see all the mics are moving. I can now record. You can record several ways by hitting the record button or going into the play record menu. I'm going to do that here. Play record and hit record, which is also Command R. So now we're recording. You can stop that by hit the record button again, hit the stop button, or hit the space bar. So I'm going to hit the space bar. It stops. I just recorded take 1. That's it. That's all there is to recording in Cohler Classical. Now I'm going to show you a few other things. We'll open up what's called under Options the Take window. Open, close. That shows you what take number you're on. You can move this around. You can resize it however you want, and that will keep track of takes. Now, let's say I want to record a take now in another source, in another group. So I'll click down here to say source 2. Notice it automatically armed the tracks in that group and disarmed the tracks from the destination group. So it's now ready to record there. Again, I can record by hitting the record button or hitting the play record command. I'm recording. I can stop by hitting the record button again, hitting the stop button again, hitting the space bar. I'll hit Command R, and that stops it. There's take 2. Okay. Now, you can also pause recordings. Let's say I now want to record the next take here so that it's lined up. And perhaps if we're doing multiple takes of the same music, that's what you'd want to do. You would want to line it up vertically so that it would be ready for editing when you're done. This time I'm going to pause in the middle of recording. So I'm going to start the recording. Now to pause, I can hit the pause button or I can hit the return key. Return is also a pause. So that pauses. If I hit return again, it continues recording. I'm continuing to record in the same take. I'm pausing, continuing to record, etc. And when I do want to finish that take, then I've got to hit either the stop button, the record button, the space bar, or Command R. So I'll just do it by hitting the stop button this time. Click, and there we are. There's take 3. Okay? That's literally all there is to recording. Now, let me show you when we want to play that back. Since I have a live mix track enabled, we need to slightly reconfigure that live mix track for playback. So I'm going to open up the mixer. Do this in the destination first always. So I'm going into the destination. You'll notice this live mix track has the master parent send disabled and has a receive from the edit mix. That's why it's recording the live mix, which is the edit mix. So I'm going to click on that. And what we need to do is we need to enable the parent track send and delete the receive from the edit mix. Okay. Once we've done that, we're ready for playback. I'm going to now disable record. So I'm going to disarm the recording. And now, so that I get the same playback characteristics in all the groups, I have to also go into Options, Update Setup, Copy Mixer Settings to Sources, because I changed a send and a receive. Sends, receives, and FX must be copied over manually if you change them. But this one click will copy what I just did from the destination to all the sources. Okay, so now it's the same in all sources. Now I can play back, and I'm going to, in order for this video, I've got to route that out to a different place because this is going out there. I'm going to delete that so that you can hear it. I have to route it to this device. Okay. Now I can play back and you'll hear it too. So there's So now we're recording. Recording. You can stop that by hit the record button again. So you hear that. Now I'll show you what's neat about the live mix. You can verify that it's a sample accurate live mix by doing the following. I'm going to open up the mixer, and this live mix track, since it's playing exactly the same thing as the edit mix track, and those are both adding up into the output, if I select the live mix and reverse the polarity with this button, it should play back complete digital silence now. So we'll do that. And as you see, the meters are all moving and it's playing back complete digital silence. And I'll stop that, and as it's playing, I'll click on and off the polarity reversal so you can see that in action. So digital silence. Recording. You can stop that. Digital silence. Or hit the space bar. Okay. So now, what you would normally want to do when you have a live mix is you'd want to mute it as you're working on your mix. So let me show you what this looks like. I'm going to open up these tracks. So you would normally come to this live mix track and mute it. Now you see that track grays out, shows you that the live mix is muted. So when I play back, now I'm just playing back the edit mix. Recording. You can stop. And I could go back and forth between the live mix and the edit mix by clicking on and off the solo button on that track. So I'm going to play back. So now we're recording. Recording. You can stop that by hit the record button again, hit the stop button, or hit the space bar. So I'm going to hit the space. So as you see, they play back identically. And so we showed you in a couple of ways there that the live mix is a perfect sample accurate live mix of what you just did. So that's all there is to recording in Cohler Classical.